Hello, welcome to Becoming a Modern Man. We are playing Elf Company, and this time we're playing against Red Deck Wins. So let's get underway. So, that's particularly relevant. So this is our opener. It's a little slow, but it's got a bit of card draw. It's got an Elvish Archdruid, a chord to search things up. Reclamation Stage, given that we didn't know what we were playing against, is a fine card, but not the most exciting. Huntley's a Goblin Guide. Just gonna attack him for 2. Got an Landwire Elves on top. Just play the Visionary out, draw. Let's go attack. Try not to block, obviously. The more elves I have, the better for when I play my Archdruid. Could you just play the Archdruid out here and then potentially traded with one of the guides next turn? I'm not entirely sure why I decided against that. I feel like that would have been a decent play. Actually, potentially we could have traded with both of them just to see off the damage. Maybe just because I had so many chords that I wanted to sort of get some value out of them, I guess. But yeah, Searing Blaze hits the Landwire Elves. Attacks for 4. Collected Company on top. At this moment in time. Edge Archdruid, so now we've got two Elvish Visionaries. Opponent is happy to attack into the Collected Company on top, which is a little irritating. Even though we're going to have to do some trading. I'll play an idol. Given that I've got a lot of collected companies, I can cast those instead of actually playing my spells, so we can play around that fairly reasonably. Find another Archdruid and a Nettle Sentinel in our top 6. I'm just going to drop those into play. And that's a Boros Charm though, and follows that up with a Lightning Bolt, I believe, and that wraps this game up. So had it gone a bit longer and maybe we've kept a bit more of our life, this would have probably worked out okay. Probably should have traded a little bit earlier on, but yeah, given that we had so many collected companies, this could have worked out really nicely if we'd stayed on a reasonably high life total, because we probably just would have cast those and started really beating down on him. And then he would have been in a big struggle because his own Eidolon would be the problem for him. But yeah, that didn't work out in our favour in the end. I think we just took too much damage too early, and maybe we should have considered trading a little bit earlier on. So let's go on to game 2. So this is our opener. We've got Heritage Druid, Elvish Mystic, Elvish Archdruid, Azuri, Kitchen Finks, so looks like a fairly tasty hand. Probably want to draw another elf at some point so we can make full advantage of this Heritage Druid, but looks good. Kitchen Finks coming out of the sideboard, so we have to gain life and slow down our opponent. So nice to draw your sideboard cards. That attacks with a Goblin Guide, which reveals an Elvish Visionary on top. So we're going to be able to just run out our Finks here. Obviously best to run it out when you don't have Skullcrack available, or Atarka's Command is the more common. It's a common card that's also being run in these decks as well. But yeah, just want to run that out as soon as possible. Obviously, if we can trade it off with the Goblin Guide, that would be nice as well. That has a Swift Spear, and then just passes a turn, so no attacks, which is always good. Just going to run out a Visionary, draw a Forest, play that out, play Heritage Druid, and then we can make 3 mana test our Archdruid off. Thanks to the Heritage Druid, so that's a fairly spicy turn. Our opponent's better did a Rift Bolt last turn though, which I think is going to hit our Archdruid, so that's a bit of a shame. I suppose we could have not run out the Archdruid for that purpose, but I think we might as well just play them. I think if we've got another one in our hand and we've got an Azuri, I figured it was worthwhile. Maybe we should have held off, I guess. I have a Lightning Bolt, which is going to be used on my Heritage Druid. Again, any burn spells that aren't going to my face is always a good thing for me. He also casts a Lava Spike and attacks for 4. And gained a couple of life. Probably would have been worthwhile actually. Yeah, I kind of regret not doing that now. Probably could have just blocked with the Sphinx and gained 2 life and saved ourselves 4 damage as well. Another Archdruid, so we're drawing pretty nicely. We didn't maximise Nykthos in this. I must have just been an oversight actually, because we could have made 4 mana with the Nykthos there. So it doesn't make any difference actually given the cards in our hand. I don't think we can't make 6. Could have made 5, so it doesn't make a great deal of difference, but so always think it's something to keep in mind. Put out another Riftbolt suspended from last turn, which again is going to take out the Archdruid. Another Lava Spike for me. Put me down to 10. I can attack with his 3/4 Swift Spear. Which again declines the block. I really think that's an egg. Looking back on it, I should have just blocked. You can't always guarantee that you're going to get the 2 extra life out of your Kitchen Finks, so you might as well use it while you can. I don't know if I was trying to run out Skullcrack / Attackers command, but it didn't seem like the best way to go. I'm going to run out of Zuri, and I just pass. I could have made a ton of mana and attacked with these 2 guys. How much mana can we make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could have, yeah, we could have got aggro with our 2 elves after using the overrun ability on Azuri, but I don't think it does enough for us. Probably we can make a couple of 5/5s, which is nice, but it's not lethal, so I think we're better off hanging back. And I think I was really looking to potentially call at the end of next turn, depending on what our opponent does. Also, Cord can find his Kitchen Finks, and as it actually does, I think in the end, Thragtusk. So our opponent goes for the Helix on our Azuri. It's a shame, obviously we like to use it, but we're going to be able to Cord here for 5, and we're going to look at our Thragtusk and hope that our opponent doesn't have Skullcrack or something along those lines. So that puts us all the way back up to 12, which is very, very nice. Fortunately, Helix will kill off the Azuri. One doesn't want to attack. Dryad Arbor. I decided just to attack with my Thragtusk, because why not? We have the Sacred Foundry. Another Swift Spear comes down. We found his, and this time we remember to use Nykthos, so we can actually double overrun. So our guys get pretty huge trampling, and yeah, that wraps it up. I feel like we would have won anyway without top decking the Azuri. Just really in the ascendancy, our guys are big enough to trade off with his guys. Thragtusk has done a lot of work for us, and at 12 with him only like 1 card in hand, I think we're in a fairly good position to just wrap this one up. So yeah, pick up the win there. And let's see here. Okay, this is our opener. We've got Llanowar Elves, Cord, Elvish Archdruid. Not the best of hands, though I do like Cord in this matchup, just as a way to search up our Kitchen Finks or Thragtusk or Wormcoil Engine or whatever it is that we need. Though it does depend on us actually having the time to find those cards, so maybe a slightly risky keep, but it's got mana generation, it's got Cord, don't hate it. Spear hits us for 1. Just going to play out Llanowar Elves, drawing another Llanowar Elves for our turn. Got has a Lava Spike. And misses land drop there significantly. So his hand's probably faced that. We drew an Elvish Mystic and we're just going to run out all our basically the same guy cards. Attacks for 1, which I'm just going to take. There's a bolt which is going to target my face. So I'm going to go down all the way down to 9, but we've got so many elves out that we can actually do something pretty awesome with the cord. I think we can make 5 actually. Yeah, so we tap Nixus for 4. We can make 4 with our mana elves. Should make a total of 8 mana, which means we can cord for 5 and get Thragtusk. Again, going all the way back to 15. Opponent's stuck on 1 land and he ends up conceding to that. He's still got a long way back, it has to be said, and we actually would have dropped Elvish Archdruid next turn and all our guys would have been 2/2s, and we just got very aggressive on him, I think. So yeah, it works out very nicely for us, that one. Managed to be able to search at Thragtusk both times and avoid getting skull cracked or anything that would have made that not work out so well for us. So yeah, worked out really nicely. In general, I think Burn is a pretty bad matchup for us. We're just not aggressive enough generally, but we do have some nice cards in the sideboard, like I say. And like you see here, things like Thragtusk and Kitchen Finks can slow them down enough that we can pick up the win, but definitely a difficult matchup for this deck in general.